4 mods that are going to turn your entry-level pressure washer into a detailing beast. So we all know these standard electric pressure washers come with a really crappy, cheap sprayer, wand. Not only that, but the hose is terrible. It's hard to get out, it tangles, and not only does it tangle, but it tends to kink. And once it kinks, that memory just stays in the hose. Ultimately, over time, these kinks are going to lead to bursts, and you're just going to fight with this thing over and over and over again until you get to the point where you don't want to deal with it anymore. And that's how you end up in a video like this. I'm going to show you how to fix all that stuff. So first up, let's look at hoses. This is one of my favorite entry-level hoses. This is thin, this is light gauge. I wouldn't expect this to last a lifetime, but it's gonna give you some good use for a reasonable amount of time. It doesn't kink very easy, and if you do force it to kink, it bounces right back and there's no memory in it. It's light, so some people claim it's less fatiguing, but personally, in my opinion, I wanna say this right now about the fatiguing. If you're getting fatigued from the weight of this hose, maybe auto detailing's not your thing, because that's a lot of crawling around, a lot of labor. Just saying. This one comes with M2214 fittings on it, which plugs straight into most pressure washers, but that's not what we really want to do today. We want to have these with quick disconnects so that we can remove the hose at our will. Now let's look over here at the top tier version. This is a commercial grade hose from OG. This one comes with quick disconnects already installed, so it's plug and play, ready to go. You don't have to worry about putting this together with Teflon tape and all that stuff. The quality on this, it's basically, you're not going to get at the kink, and if you do, it's going to come right out. And also the heavy weight, durability on this. You're going to find this in like a commercial automotive shop or some sort of area where they're going to use this day in and day out, morning, noon, and night for many, many years, and it's not going to need a replacement. That's great. So you spend a little bit of extra money up front, you get what you pay for. You buy something light gauge, I want to call this featherweight gauge, you're going to have to revisit and purchase one again in the future at some time, depending on how good you take care of it. Now let's look at this one unfolding. You can see when I pull this out of its coil, it's a little catchy, but if you're not careful with the way you wind things up and pull it out, you're going to have it catching and pulling and tangling a tiny bit, but you can see here it fully unravels without much effort at all. So that's good. It's going to be easy to put out, easy to put away. So now let's look at the OG model. It's coming off really nice out of its coil. Again, the more effort you put in when you're coiling it up, the easier it's gonna uncoil. It goes out the full, basically full length with no problems whatsoever. I also wanna mention that this is a 50-foot hose. That's what I recommend. This gets you out around the large vehicles, and it'll pretty much take you all the way around the car without any problems. And usually, even with the larger vehicles, there's going to be a little bit left over. Now let's wind it back up. First, we'll put the pressure washer gun down, grab the pressure washer hose, and we'll try to make some nice, reasonably sized coils. And again, the neater you stack it, the easier it's going to unravel the next time you try to pull it out. So I'm making some nice coils here. It's wrapping up really easy. No problems whatsoever. Once you get to the end, just go ahead and neaten up the stack, and there you go, ready to put away. Looks great. So my second most important modification to the electric pressure washer is the ability to quick disconnect this to the pressure washer and take it off. So let's look at the economical version. This does come with the M2214 fitting. So I have an M2214 stainless steel quick disconnect. This is my favorite one. It actuates beautifully, looks nice. They do come in a brass version. Similar functionality, maybe sometimes a little less fitment, especially if you're getting it off Amazon from an unknown source. You're going to end up with maybe fitment issues, but generally speaking, they all work decent. This just looks like it came from the plumbing department at Home Depot. So if you're into the cosmetics behind it, this looks a lot better. But they go on really easy. Just press it onto the O-ring, spin it tight. Once you get it tight, just a little pass tight, and it's going to be perfect. Now we've converted this M2214 into a fully functioning quick disconnect. That's cool. That's going to enable us to hook it up, disconnect it when we're done very easily. Now over here to the more top tier OG version. Again, these come with quick disconnects already in them. There's not much more to say about that. So now that we got the quick disconnects mounted on the hose, we got to hook it up to the pressure washer. We want a quick disconnect on both ends of these. So the required component is going to be a M2214 with a male plug on the end. These go on really easy. Same concept. Just press it on to the O-ring seats. Run it all the way to tight and just a little past tight and you're going to be good. We never want to put channel locks or pliers on here and just start twerking this down. That's not the way to go. If it fits properly, there shouldn't be any leaks at this point. So now that we got that fitting on there, you're going to see that you can just very easily connect and disconnect your pressure washer hose. There's one more fitting as part of this package that I think is really important. That's going to be converting our garden hose into a quick disconnect as well. Now these are really high quality stainless steel. I like these a lot. I use them on my wall mounted and everywhere else also. So we get a male end here. We're going to go ahead and run that in. Again, same deal. There's a rubber gasket in there, so just a little notch past tight. And again, if you had to go a tiny bit with some channel locks or something, keep it minimal. We don't want to be torquing these down. These aren't high torque items. So now that we have the male end on here, it's time to do the female end. We'll come over to the male end of our garden hose and we'll put it on. Same deal. Screw it on here. Snug, a little bit past. This is going to enable us to quick disconnect the garden hose on and off very easily. So when it comes time to set the pressure washer up, it's very simple. Garden hose goes on, pressure washer hose goes on, and boom, you're up and running and ready to go. When it comes time to put it away, undo the pressure washer hose, undo the garden hose, and take the pressure washer and put it wherever you want separate. That's cool. With everything set up, there's a couple more items that I want to talk about here. It never ends. But this is my third mod that I recommend for your pressure washer. It's a detailing short gun. Now these come in a couple different versions, top tier, middle tier, and pretty much entry level. It works. So here we go. Here's my favorite, the top tier one, the OG Mosmatic. This thing's awesome. And they come with a male plug on them with a swivel. And these are awesome. I have video talking all about this and I plan on doing some future content with this. But just trust me, this is top notch. No doubt about that. So we got our quick disconnect here, ready to go. All we do is simply plug the short gun in and bang, we're ready to go. This thing has an amazing swivel on it. Even under live pressure, it works amazing. One more thing to think about. When it comes to tips on your stubby gun, not all tips are created equal. I've talked about this quite a bit, but this tip is rubber encapsulated. You don't have to worry about banging it on the paint. That's cool. When you get down into the cheaper tips, you're talking about fully exposed plastic. You come over and you knock that against the paint, you're going to get a dinger, man. That's not good. So want to have a good quality tip. And if you're going to use the cheaper version, a lot of people do, just be careful. Keep this thing away from the paint. My fourth and arguably the most impressive upgrade on your pressure washer is going to be the foam cannon. And my favorite out of all of them is the MJJC. This thing has put down thick foam over and over and over again, and I just have no complaints with it. It's amazing. So let's look at the short gun. How are we going to put this on there? The short guns come with a quick disconnect on the front, so we can remove this tip very easily, and bang, the foam cannon goes right onto the front, and we're ready to go. That quick. Spraying that thick shaving cream like foam all over the car. That's really impressive. It's going to get that foam on in the quantity you want, and give you some good long working time. When it comes time to take it off, foam cannon comes off, pressure washer tip goes back on. Quick tip for you. Make sure when you're exchanging the tip for the foam cannon that you point the pressure washer gun away from the vehicle before you pull the trigger. If for some reason your tip is not fully engaged, it could fly off and bang right into the paint. That's not a good thing. Another thing you could do is just check to make sure that it's on there good. That's pretty much all my mods that I recommend for the entry-level pressure washer. There's always other neat stuff. You could get deeper into the Krenza and all that. But for now, this is a portable solution. The mods it takes to bring you up to full detailing beast. And I hope you enjoyed it. Everything I talked about today, they are amazing products. I've used them all. I like them all. And I guarantee it, you will too. So I hope you enjoyed the content. I'll leave links to all this stuff in the description. Subscribe if you haven't. And we'll see you on the next one. Yeah.